Welcome back to the SOS Dojo. I'm so thrilled to see you here. And we are going to be working on something that's a little bit more challenging. It's the dreaded, I need to speak to my spouse, I need to speak to my husband, I need to speak to my wife, or I need to speak to my partner objection. We know that this is a major stall and it can be extremely touchy and challenging. So the point of this particular dojo class is we're going to work on one of a few different alternatives in the future. So just understand that we're going to work on this, and I'm going to give you the acknowledgement and the question, but you're going to be able to figure out which alternative and which script is going to best suit your needs and the feel that you have with your specific prospect. So without further ado, let's move into what this class is going to look like. This is what we're going to practice in this particular class. This is alternative number one of the, you know what, I need to speak to my spouse. This is how you're going to acknowledge it. You know what, I totally appreciate that you want to be a team player and that you want to speak to your spouse. But when it comes to matters like this, how do you and your partner come to making a decision? Let me go over that one again with you. Joe, I need to speak to my wife about this. Hey, I totally appreciate that you want to be a team player. And you definitely want to speak to your wife about this. Not a problem at all. But when it comes to matters like this, how do you and your wife come to making a decision? Here, one more time. You know what? I need to speak to my husband about this. I totally appreciate that you want to be a team player and that you want to speak to your husband. But when it comes to making decisions like this, when it comes to matters like this, how do you and your husband come to making a decision in your household? This is very interesting because sometimes this is a stalling tactic. And as we're going to discuss, in discovery, you're going to be asking people questions and finding out at the beginning of a call that they're the decision maker. And then later on, they flip the switch and they switch it on you and they leave you with the, I need to speak to my spouse, I need to speak to my partner. So now you could dig a little bit deeper. But for this particular class, we're going to focus on, I want to speak to my spouse, and we're going to practice the acknowledgement and the question. I totally appreciate that you want to be a team player and that you want to speak to your significant other about this or your partner about this. When it comes to matters like this, how do you and your partner come to making a decision in your household? Or how do you come to making a decision in your place of business? This is a really interesting conversation, and it's going to be great because everybody's going to have their own particular feel on this. So I look really forward to seeing you in the dojo because this is an awesome, awesome stepping stone to the next level of I need to speak to my spouse. I'll see you in the next dojo. It's going to be awesome.